everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm going to show you how I've made this flip flap card. So this was actually a requested tutorial. I've been sent the link to Rachel Tessman's video and also Dawn's Stampin' Thoughts. And then when I looked at them, they both mentioned about a German lady, her version. She was called Karin. So I will share their links in the description box below because they do different versions. But I had a look at it and I wanted to put my mark on it and change it a little bit. So I've got a slightly different format on the front. But basically, if you've not seen this before, you pull this little tab here. And then as you pull this out, you have to then give it one last little tug and it reveals this whole other panel. So I actually really like this card style for giving a gift card. I'm going to be popping a gift card on the front here and I'll show you how that fits in with a couple of glue dots nearer the time, so that when they remove the card they're left with this sentiment. Alternatively, you can have this as your space to write your message, but it just seems to fit a gift card really nicely. You've also still got it as a top folding card, so if you do want to, you know, have space to write your message in there, because initially I was going to seal this so it was just a tent fold, so I was going to put a little stopper in here, write my message, but because I'm going to use these now as gift cards, I will keep this open so I've got my space to write my message there. But I've used these wonderful stamps which were from an older Raymond Briggs stamp set that I've got, and then you do have to give it a little bit of force to go in, so you do want a heavyweight cardstock. This is 300 GSM, but it does go in quite easily and it's got a nice movement there, and then it just pops back into place and, you know, it can be displayed as normal. So let's get into the tutorial and I'll show you a couple of different ways to make this card. So these are all the supplies I've used. So today I'm going to be using the snowman. So this is the Raymond Briggs snowman, and then this is Raymond Briggs the Father Christmas. So these are all past, you know, older stamp sets. The best place to look for these is on eBay. I purchased these at craft shows. This is from a magazine issue, so you wouldn't be able to get this again unless you can find people selling these on, you know, different kind of websites. So this one here was actually a licensed collection that Craft Stash did sell, and then this one was in a magazine. So that lovely big image, and I've had him now. I used him a couple of years ago on a few other cards, so I will share those. They'll pop up now along with this because I've made some lovely cards using this stamp set. Sentiment I'm using today inside is this Let It Snow. I always ask when I don't know where my stamp set's from, because I do get sent and given a lot of stamp sets. Where's this one? I believe it's a magazine. If anybody's got this one, can you let me know in the comments? And then I can pop a little label on that one. And then for the Love from Santa, I used this lovely sentiment. And this was a free stamp set that I got with a purchase recently from Craft Stash. And you can buy this separately. But some really lovely sentiments, really nice fonts there. Colours for the backgrounds that I've created are these ones here. So if you want a screenshot, then you can, but I just used a variety of these. You can see me blend and make this background here on the Facebook Live, because that's where I actually made this card first, and I will link that in the description box. And then I've already done it for today's, and I've just focused on the blues there, but those are the distressed ink colours that I've used. And also to create the snow effect there, I used the opaque gouache white paint. Again, you can see me do that in the Facebook Live. So like I said, this is a piece of 10 by 7. Along that 10-inch side, you want to score at 5 and then fold in half, and that will give us our 5 by 7 card blank. Or you might have shop bought ones, which is what this one actually is. The layer then to go on top is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And I've already stuck that down. That's the navy one. Next, you're going to need your panel for inside the card. So I've got this one here, and again I've already stamped and coloured everything. So this is 9.5 by 4, and along the 9.5 side you want to score at 4.5. Okay, and then just fold that over. So the design is inside. This is where I'm going to have my gift card. So to go into this section, I've cut this piece here, which is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to stick that on top there. And then I've got this one here, where I've stamped the Let It Snow, and this is 4 by 3. Optional if you do it this way, but I'm going to stick that one in there, and then I'm going to pop, this isn't the card, but I will get the gift card with some glue dots over the top. So that's what they'll see when they pull out the card. And like I said, when they remove that, they just have a little sentiment there as well. So I'm going to get that stuck down first. Okay, so that's those pieces stuck down. And then we've got the, I guess, what the mechanism and everything's going to go under. So there's 2 ways to do this. So on this one here, this orange piece is a piece of 4.5 by 5.5. And then all there is underneath there is some foam strips, which is these ones here. And you can see that this is just in between the foam strips. So that panel is just stuck directly onto here. And you can see it works fine. But what I want to try is making a case separate that you can just stick on. So if you don't have any foam, or you don't have foam strips, then you can just add glue and stick this piece directly onto this section here. So there's two ways. So if you want to do the way I've got with the thin foam strips, then you just want this piece here, which is 4.5 by 5.5. This piece here is what I'm trialing for this video. So I haven't actually done this yet to see if it works, but I'm pretty sure it will. So this is 9 3/4 by 5.5. Along the 9 3/4 side, you want to score at 1/2 inch and then 5/8. So there's the track straight after. We just want a very, very small section here. Then at 5 1/8 and 5 1/4. So again, we've got that same a smaller section there. That's basically the same kind of height as what this foam piece is giving us here. But some people might prefer this way, and it might just suit them better with what they've already got. So again, 1/2 inch and 5/8, and then 5 1/8 and 5 1/4. You then want to fold and burnish the score lines. So just carefully with those two, just fold them. And like I said, this is a 300 GSM, which is about 110 pound cardstock. So you want a heavy weight, because it needs to be to handle the pressure from when you're pulling that tab. So you see there, we've just got that similar kind of gap now to what we've got with that other card. And then again, just fold those two score lines and just burnish those. Okay. So you should have now this kind of little case that we're going to have the mechanism coming out of. Then for the mechanism, I'm calling this piece the roller. So this is a piece of 3 by 2. So along the 3 inch side, you want to score at 1/2 inch and 2.5. And then in between there, you just want to score at every single track. So you'll see I've got all those lines. To be honest, you're not going to burnish them. All you want to do now is just put a curve into it. We just want to break down the fibres to allow that to roll really nicely. You'll see now you want that movement, so really, you know, and fold the two score lines at either end, because they are going to fold back. But the rest of them, just, you know, give it a good burnish. I mean, obviously don't do it so it goes so delicate and thin, but just to give it enough so it's, like I said, all those fibres are broken down and you've got that nice kind of movement. Okay. Okay, so you want this piece here and you want your roller. Fold over the end there. I'm going to use my quick grab glue here, and you just want to add some glue. You can use tape if you'd prefer, but I'm going to use my liquid glue just so I've got a bit of wiggle space with it. Just spread that all out like so, and then with the folded end here and then the folded end facing that way. So basically you just want to get this flat edge lined up with the folded edge here, and try and get it as centered as you can. It's not the end of the world if you don't, but it is going to help everything move like so. Next, you're going to fold that piece back, and then what I like to do is add some glue on top of here. And then depending on whether you're using the plain piece that I gave you or the full case, you're going to line up the edge of this with this fold. You want it to be just hidden. You want an equal amount overhanging here, and then just push that down onto the glue. But this time I'm going to use this piece here. So I want to have the fold is going to be on the outside, so nothing catches in there. So that's going to be on the back. So open this up. So you want the tab at the top and you want all this at the bottom. And again, just sit this edge so it lines up there. Make sure you've got an equal amount overhanging each side, and just have it slightly past that, ever so slightly. Literally, you want to be able to see it if you look on an angle. Keep it nice and straight and then stick that down. So that's what you should have. And what's going to happen is that's going to be able to roll down. You see that rolling movement, and fold in half, and you'll see that that piece just hides, and you get that little section there exposed, just for it, that bit of interest on the card, but also then we can pop our pull tab onto that piece. So that's all now in there. So we can bring this one over, and then that's going to stick on the outside, but you want to make sure you keep that 3D form. And then I'm just going to add the glue all the way down this tab here and just fold that around like so. So now we've got this separate piece, so you can actually stick this now onto anything. You could have this in a mini album. I think it'd look lovely with photos on it. They turn the page and voila. I actually think this is probably better. It just feels like it moves so much easier, because I was a bit worried with this one, and in some of the tutorials I've watched, they pull and then they say, and then you've got to give it one more pull. I think with this one, it's just going to be a bit smoother. So now we can stick this piece onto here. So I just want to make sure, again, I've got that in its 3D form. I'm going to use my Calcott glue now, because this is just going to really strengthen and give it a very strong base. So again, any pressure that we're putting on the card, it's going to be able to hold. But make sure the join, as you can see there, is on the outside, because then nothing's going to catch that piece inside the card. And then just going to sit that one. You should have, you want a nice equal frame at this end, and then you've got room for your pull tab at that end. And then I've got my decoration. So I've already done this one here. I've even put some little stars on the scene. And this was the one where I was just saying about the distressed ink colours here. So for this one, I just used these 3 blues. And then I used the gouache white paint. And I just done a little bit of silhouette stamping here, 2nd and 3rd generation, so you get that depth. And just stamped all of that along the bottom. And then when everything had dried, I just went over again with the black, so the trees were like, you know, more in the foreground again, and then added that white to give you that snowy effect. And then just coloured the images in, done a little bit of masking, bit of heat embossing there. And I've used the holographic cardstock for this one, so you can see that's going to frame it and go on the front there, just to finish the card off. So this piece here is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to stick that one down there, and I'm going to put some double-sided tape on this one because I'm using the mirrored card underneath. And this one, you could pop some foam on, but there's already a bit of dimension now. This is 4 by 5. This will still go into an envelope. I'd maybe make the envelope, do one of my bouncy envelopes, and I'll share the link to that. Or I would pop it in a box envelope. So I'm going to get these 2 pieces stuck down. Then I've got my little pull tab here. So I've just stamped the word pull using one of my stamps. I think it was from the handbags and shoes and handbags set. And then I'm just going to, I mean, you could pull this right out if you want, but I'm going to just pop half of it. You could put a little arrow on here if you wanted as well, but just half of it just behind there. Make sure that's nice and straight, and make sure there's no glue or anything sticky behind there. Now you could decorate this as well, but you really only see it very quickly, so I haven't done, but it's easy for you to do it even when you've made the card. Okay, one thing I didn't think about is when you pull this out, it actually works really nicely. However, when you go to push it back in again, it catches on this piece here. So you might want to add this ramp. And I think that's what Dawn did in her video actually, whereas this one, you don't have that problem. It just slides in and out because that piece is obviously just stuck on top. So I've cut this piece here, and I'm going to do another one of these cards. I'm going to try a 6x6 version because I've got another idea as well of what I want to do. So you want it just slightly shorter than this piece. This is 4, so just literally like 3 7/8. You can see there, and then it's 1.5-ish. And I'm just going to add, I'll use my quick grab glue here. I mean, it's easy to add this piece in. It just means then you're going to have that smooth, like I said, I'm going to call this the ramp. And just open that up, and you can quite easily pop it in there. And just make sure it's kind of hidden behind it. You can see I've used the same card. You can hardly see it. It's almost completely camouflaged, but it's right over that piece where it was going to catch. So I'm just going to give that a minute to dry. I'd actually push it down a bit more. You can just still see mine there. So lesson learned, make sure it does go past that piece. But now it comes out so nicely. It literally does glide, and it just glides back in again. So I think that's actually a good little extra to add. And I just think that I'm not pushing that. I think whoever you give that to, that's the kind of force I think they would expect to use on it. Whereas that one, I think if I was just to lift the foam, maybe do 2 layers of the foam, I think actually that would change it. So again, that could be another option. But I just wanted to show you a couple of ways that one I'm not worried about that you can see that at all. It's really neat, and I know who I give this to. They're really not going to notice that, but I would just make sure that that piece is just behind that one there. But otherwise, I think it's a really fun style. So it's been nice to kind of play around, you know, and try different ways. But you can see again how that's going to look if I just pop a few dots on this. So that's the gift card stuck down. You can see it just slides in there so nicely. I think it's a really lovely way to give that gift card, and you know, still have that space inside to write your message. And again, yeah, what a nice surprise to see. So that's my take on the flip flap card. Like I said, I'm going to do the 6x6, and I think I'm going to try that one with this kind of style again, but with double the foam. And I've got another kind of way that I'm thinking of, kind of like this. So I'm going to have a little play around, but I love them. The images for me are just stunning on these cards. And I just think it's a really fun surprise for that person to, you know, have when they open it. So thank you for watching. As always, I will share as many of the links to the product that I've used in the description box below. But like I said at the beginning, these are older stamps that I've used. Check out the Facebook Live if you want to see me make the background, because I do all of the colouring on this one from scratch. So you see me do all of this right from the beginning. And you can see, for anybody that watched that, I ended up making the dog 3D there. And I'm just finishing off some of the detail and the sentiment and everything. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll be back again very soon with more Christmas tutorials. Take care. Bye.